Good evening and welcome to the Melissa Cardinals Network. This is Trey Graham with Cardinals head football coach Matt Nally joining you from the Dugout Sports Grill at the Z-Plex. We join you every Monday evening at 5:30 p.m. for our weekly show. You're invited to join us for dinner, enjoy a great meal, watch some sports on TV, and learn about your favorite football program. Coach Matt Nally, congratulations. Big victory over Greenville, 55-14.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Thank you so much.
And that takes your season record to 8-0.
Yeah, heck yeah. That's
and
awesome.
You did a Joe Namath a few weeks ago and guaranteed that you would set the new school record for the best start ever, season start. This previous best season start was in 2008. The Cardinals were 7-0, long before your time. And now you are 8-0 on the season.
Yes, sir.
And we need to know if setting a school record and shaving your beard have anything to do with each other.
No, actually, with shaving the beard and with the mustache, it's actually kind of a, I don't know what I can honestly say. I'll just be blunt. I'm going to go on a rant. Okay.
Oh, good.
All right?
Good.
So,
welcome to the Melissa Cardinals Network, by the way.
So, being a coach is tough. So everyone criticizes you all the time. You swim in this pond of negativity all the time. So, I can't control what's on the internet and things like that and whatnot. So, there's a lot of things that are said about the team, and there's a lot of things that are said about the coaches and things like that on the internet. So, people, they don't attack coaches anymore. Like, they don't say you're a bad coach. They say you're a bad person, and they attack your character and your integrity and things like that. We're human. We have feelings. But if you don't have fun with it, it'll get to you and it'll just, kind of burn at you and whatnot. So, and it'll, you can lose sleep and things like that. Like I said, being a coach is tough. So there were some things that were said about the football team on the internet, and there was something really disgusting said about me on the internet. So really? I was like, you know what? I'm going to have fun with this, and if that's what you think, then this is what I'm going to do, and I hope that you see me on Friday night and know that I'm speaking to you. So that's
this was a message, huh?
Correct. Correct. Now, the message my wife wishes I would get rid of.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
It's over. Let's move on.
Yes.
Okay.
But he's kind of growing on me. I've got a lot of great comments on it. Somebody said I look like a sheriff, which I thought that was a compliment. Somebody told me that I look like a 1982 PE teacher. I don't know if that's a compliment or not, but I'll take it as that.
Okay.
But yeah, I kind of like it. It's my Tom Selleck look, I guess.
Is that what it is? Okay. All right. And do you think the recipient of the message got the message?
I don't know, but if not, I had fun with it.
Okay.
And the kids enjoyed it, and I like to have fun. Like, it's just life is short. You only get to live once. So why not have fun while you're here and live and not just be alive? So.
And, oh, by the way, win 22 consecutive district games.
Yeah, heck yeah.
Pretty good run.
Yeah, heck yeah. It's, once again, it's we've had some excellent coaches and we've had some really unbelievable players. So the 4.5 years or whatever it's been, and we've won 22 district games in a row. But once again, that has nothing to do with me. It has all the things to do with those kiddos and those coaches.
The final score was Melissa 55, Greenville 14. It was 49-0 at half, and that takes the all-time series between the two schools to 2-0 for Melissa. You had 476 yards total offense, 384 in the first half.
That's amazing.
So, philosophy question. You've talked about this, that you could have scored 100 points if you wanted to, right?
Yes, sir.
You chose not to for all the reasons, but I'd like you to go over the reasons again. Remind everybody, because last week in other games we saw a 76-0 and an 82-0.
Right.
But that's not your style.
Right. No, that's not me. I firmly believe that, first and foremost, every kid deserves to be developed. Every kid deserves an experience, and every kid deserves a moment. So when we get to a certain point in time, I don't believe that there's 2s, 3s, and 4s. I believe you have your starters, and then I believe you have your backups. I don't believe there's like I said, 2, 3, and 4. So because you never know what's going to happen. So you got to make sure when we have an opportunity to let all 64 play, you got to let all 64 play, and it's got to be meaningful reps, and they've got to have game time, a meaningful rep, because once again, like I said, if there's a situation where a kid's walking down the road and steps off the curb, the next man's got to be ready, and I don't want that to be in their first time in a big game that they have to go in. So I believe in developing things. And once again, I wish I could say that I am the one that invented all this stuff. I stole all this stuff from way better coaches than me. I got the plan that we use from Todd Rogers.
That's the Argyle head football coach.
And, he's just been known for playing, we play 3 kickers, but he's been known for playing, 3 or 4 quarterbacks a game, 3 or 4 centers a game. Everybody gets to play, their position or whatnot. But once again, going back to is just the fact of everybody getting meaningful reps, because at the end of the day, you never know. And I'm going to be prepared. I'm not going to not be prepared. You know what I mean? So,
so is it that, or is it take it easy on your fellow coach?
No, some of it, don't get me wrong, there's unwritten laws in coaching that you want to take care of each other. And like I said, some of those scores, people have different philosophies. I think I said it last week. You have a guy that's like, I'm going to play my starters till the end of the third quarter, and then by the fourth quarter, we're going to run the clock, and we're going to be done. I don't believe that. I believe that a kid that I'm going to have to count on, he shouldn't be in a situation where he's just in the game running the clock out. He should be in a situation where he has to run stuff and whatnot to get prepared for a game-like situation. And once again, it's normally their ones against our backups. And to me, I think that's a great testament to our kids, that our kids kept scoring and our kids got stops. And it's a testament to our coaches as well and what they're trying to accomplish. So super proud of those kids. And like I said, you get an opportunity to play all 64. All 64 are going to get meaningful snaps. I just think that's the right way to do it.
I bring you a lot of stats every week and have for years. This is one of the strangest or most interesting stats. In the victory over Greenville, 4 Melissa players threw 7 touchdown passes to 5 different receivers.
It was, I don't remember if it was in the end of the third or something, but Coach Pickup said, hey, I think we need to call the Guinness Book of World Records. And I was like, what are you talking about? And then he busted that stat out. So I think it's just awesome. Once again, it's a testament to that offensive staff and what they're trying to do. It's so fun to watch, too. I think it's fun for the kids, too, that every kid gets to go in, every kid gets to experience something. But like the double pass with Connor Betts, I kid you not. This is exactly how it happened. We're getting ready after school to do special teams, and Connor's in there just laser beaming it. And I went to Russ and I said, golly, he's got a cannon, man. And he goes, yeah, he moved here and he played quarterback before he moved here. I was like, oh my gosh, we've got to get some sort of package where he can throw it. I had no idea that Russ, already had the wheels moving. So, but they're just so innovative and whatnot. I would like to know how many double passes we've completed on the year and touchdowns we've thrown. But they're just so innovative in what they do. And I think that makes it fun for kids too. Like, when I called the offense, I was so bland, I didn't, I see how you just.
I remember, yes.
And I did not have a lot of fun with them. And I think Russ and Hammy and the rest of those guys do a great job of making it fun. And that's what it should be. It's a game. It should be fun. So, and they execute it well and they have fun doing it.
So here's another coaching philosophy question. I was talking to Jason Russell on the field before the game on Friday and asked, you got any trickeration ready to go? And I know him, so of course the answer is yes. And so I asked him this question that I'm asking you. Do you want to save that stuff, or do you want to roll it out because now everybody in the world sees all your stuff?
Well, I'm going to be honest with you, Pastor Graham. I thought the same thing. I thought, you know what, guys, let's save this stuff. But those guys are extremely creative. They already have their new bag of tricks already ready to go. And, it's just to the point, once again, I go back to, I'm just blown away with the fact of that they're so innovative, but the kids execute it so well. And like I said, the kids have fun, and, and the kids smile and laugh and jump up. I think that's the best part about it.
Another stat one of your quarterbacks went 4 for 6 passing for 107 yards and 2 touchdowns. That would be Jackson Nally.
Yeah, he didn't do bad. I was proud of him.
There's a guy over there that caught a touchdown pass from him, and we'll talk to him in a minute. Yeah.
I was proud of him. He obviously was proud of himself. So, once again, just him like any other player, walking off the field, he was ear to ear. It made my day.
Yeah, but it's cool being a dad.
It is. It's cool being a dad. It is. I can't lie. It's cool being a dad. But they're all my kids on Friday night. So, but yes, I was extremely proud of him.
We're going to talk to our offensive and defensive players of the game here in just a moment. Team offense averaging 53 points a game. Team defense allowing 18 points per game. So I'll let you visit or comment before we visit with Colin Craig, our defensive player of the game.
First off, the defensive part of it, you're allowing 18 points a game with offenses these days. My gosh, it's super impressive. I would like to know what the stat is across the state of Texas in the regards of defenses and their points per game. We've got to be in the top 3 or 4, got to be. But once again, it goes back to the fact of the defensive staff coming up with a great game plan and those kids executing. And you know as well as I do, you have to win the line of scrimmage. Our defensive line wins the line of scrimmage. Our defensive box is really, in my opinion, the best defensive box in the state of Texas. And then, at the end of the day, when we've got a shell on the roof of our defense that is young. We've got a few sophomores back there, but they're very competitive and they're very coachable. And they just know what they're doing, so it makes it all come together very, very well. So I'm super proud of them. And then offensively, it goes back to Coach Russell and them being so innovative. You see how the offense has really evolved over the years. It's still my terminology for some of it, but what Coach Russell did and how he really molded it to make it his own is really just, to me is super impressive. But he has a lot of help with Coach Hamilton and Coach Pickup and Rosh and Metter and Phelps and Peel. So, he has a ton, and Scoggin. He has a ton of help on that side of it. But just the innovation piece of it is what gets me. And then, once again, you got to win the line of scrimmage. I have 5 pretty good guys up front that win the line of scrimmage for me. So, super proud of those kids, too. But, yeah, that's an amazing stat. It's an amazing stat.
53-18 average score now. Comment on Colin Craig.
All right. So, Colin Craig is the type of kid that, first off, he's the poster child of what a Melissa Cardinal should be. He's going to do everything you ask him to do, plus more. He's going to show up. We say, hey, you show up between 6 and 6:20 in the morning. He's going to be there at 5:45. He's not going to miss a weight session. He's going to do extra weights. He's going to do all these things. We're doing a walkthrough. He's flying through it. He's doing the right thing. He's the poster child of what a Melissa Cardinal football player is. But, man, is he not a poster child of what a human being should be. He's such a great person. And I know I come on here every week and just talk about these kids and how they're going to be great people. And they're all going to be. But Colin is going to be one of those kids that we're so excited that came from Melissa, Texas, because he's going to be so successful in whatever he does. And it's because of who he is right now. A great leader, a great teammate. And he, like I said, he's going to make a wife and kids so lucky one day just because of the fact of he gets to be a part of their lives.
And our offensive player of the game, tight end Jackson Ford.
Yeah, Jackson Ford. Once again, he moved in a couple years ago, fit right in. Obviously, he's got this big, huge frame on him. He's a good-looking kid, but, man, just sweet as pie. Just the sweetest kid. He's got the greatest heart for people. He's one of my favorite of all times. As a football player, you're 6'6", 245. There's not a lot of people that can tackle you one-on-one. So he's just, to me, he's amazing. To me, he's the best tight end in the nation, and he's very well deserving of everything that he's earned.
We're going to take a break and let you meet our defensive player of the game and then our offensive player of the game after this. I do invite you and your family to join us at First Melissa on Sunday mornings at 9 a.m. or 10:15 a.m. You join us on Friday nights. We'd love to see you on Sunday mornings. Go to firstmelissa.com to find out more. We'll take a break here from the dugout, and we'll introduce you to Colin Craig and Jackson Ford right after this. Welcome back to the Cardinal Scoreboard Show. This is Trey Graham joining you from the dugout. You're getting to meet our offensive and defensive players of the week for the victory over Greenville. Our defensive player of the game is linebacker Colin Craig, junior number 44. Congratulations.
Thank you, thank you.
You've been to the dugout before?
Yes, I have.
You've watched the show before?
Yes.
But you've never been on the show?
No, I haven't.
All right. So what have you learned about watching your teammates on this show?
I mean, I learned that you asked a bunch of questions about the game, about their experiences on the team and stuff like that.
Okay. Well, then let's start with your interview. You ready to go?
Yes, I am.
How long have you lived in Melissa?
I lived in Melissa since I was in first grade, so about 10 years.
Okay. And before that?
Before that, I was at McKinney.
Okay. Siblings?
I have one little sister, but she doesn't go to Melissa.
Okay. And your favorite class in school?
My favorite class, I'll have to say, would be anatomy.
Really? Mm-hmm. Who's the teacher?
Miss Raj.
Oh, really? Like Mrs. Coach Raj?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Very good. And what has Nate Hemsley taught you about playing defense?
He's taught me to always be aggressive, be confident, and when in doubt, just go hard.
Okay. What makes a good linebacker?
What makes a good linebacker, I think, would be he's a leader of the defense. He always goes hard. He's always in on every play, and he has to be smart as well.
Did you pick number 44?
No, I did not.
That's a good number. All right. First year on the varsity?
Yes, it is.
Okay. Who have you looked up to? Who were your player role models the last couple of years?
Well, when I first moved in, watching linebackers, it was Cave because he was the first guy I seen on
Jason
varsity.
Cave, right?
Mm-hmm. First guy I saw on varsity. And then after a while, it was watching Finan and Donahoe start for a bit.
Micah Finan, Grayson Donahoe, okay.
Kind of got me the idea.
Okay.
I got a good idea of what it takes to be a varsity player.
Okay. And 7 tackles, 1 tackle for loss. Really your best game of the year. Mm-hmm. That's why you're sitting here, by the way. What changed or what allowed you to have such success against Greenville?
My mindset, I'm a lot more confident than I used to be. I'm a lot more confident in myself and my game. Now that I've kind of progressed a bit.
And how did that develop?
Developed through practice, getting reps, and getting more opportunities to see like a varsity and opposing varsity team and see what it takes to actually perform at a high level in the game. So
talk about scouting or preparing for the opponent.
Scouting, we go through a lot of different scenarios that they necessarily don't go or play, but scenarios that Coach Pennington thinks of just to make it hard on us. Okay, but for example, you were watching Greenville's film this past week. Mm-hmm. What are you looking for? We're looking for how the guards move, how keys the offensive line does to show if they're going to move this way or move a certain way, or who their top target is, or who they hand the ball off to more. And what do you want to do after high school? After high school, I want to go into kinesiology, probably be a physical therapist, own my own business in physical therapy. And why is that interesting to you? I don't know. I've always been interested in the medical side of things and the math associated with that too. So I think it would be a good fit for me. Good. And talk about the Cardinal fans. Cardinal fans, they're great. Every week it's packed. Either it's away or home. It's a good feeling to have all those Cardinals show up for each game to support you. Congratulations on being our defensive player of the game. Thank you. You've been getting to hear from linebacker Colin Craig, number 44, our defensive player of the game for the victory over Greenville. We'll come back and we'll introduce you to our offensive player of the game. That would be tight end Jackson Ford right after this. They'll take over 1st and 10 at their own 28-yard line. Splits to both sides. Anthony Johnson in the shotgun against Nate Hemsley's defense. Hand the ball going left and going nowhere on the play. Bring up 2nd down. Nice job there by
Colin
Craig on that tackle. 2nd down, 10 coming up.
Luke Damel has checked in at the play defensive line.
2nd down, 10. Hand the ball off to the Lions, and 2 yards on the game.
That's Nigel Smith and Colin Craig there. Colin so far has played a great game alongside Micah. Micah, him, and Grayson Dunham all subbed in and out at the interior line backer spot for the Cardinals. Great job so far by all 3 of them.
2nd down, 8. They're going to run quarterback keeper, and he's going to run into Colin Craig and others. Take it back to the 6, where it'll be 3rd and goal.
Good stop by the Cardinals linebackers, Romeo Garcia as well, and on that play.
7.5 minutes to go. 1st down, 10. Lions, they're going to run the football and pick up a couple yards on the spin move. First contact there by Colin Craig. Welcome back to the Cardinal Scoreboard Show. This is Trey Graham joining you from the Dugout Sports Grill. You got to meet our defensive player of the game, linebacker Colin Craig, a moment ago, and now you get to meet our offensive player of the game, senior tight end Jackson Ford. Welcome.
Yes, sir.
Congratulations. Welcome back. You were here a year ago.
Yes, sir.
All right. Have you been watching the show this year?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir, I have.
Okay, good answer, right? Okay. So what have you seen from your guys on the show so far?
Oh, you know, they're some of them have a hard time speaking, but you know, it's funny. It's good to see.
Yeah?
Yes, sir.
Okay. 3 catches, 67 yards, and a touchdown. A lot of good blocking as well. So first question for you. Do you prefer offense or defense?
Offense, sir.
Okay. Why? I'll let you answer before I guess.
Well, it gives me the chance to put people on the ground, and I can also have the ball in my hands and score touchdowns, so it's win-win.
Last year when you were here, we talked about the fact that you somehow became the swinging gate 2-point play guy.
Yes, sir.
Not so much this year.
Not so much this year, no, sir.
Too many good kickers?
Too many good kickers. I know. We got 3 good ones, so yes, sir.
And big news. You made some news this past week.
Yes, sir.
You had previously committed to the University of Oregon.
Yes, sir.
And then you've decommitted.
Yes, sir.
If you don't mind sharing, tell us the story.
Just me, Coach Nally, and my parents we sat down and talked about it, and at the end of the day, it just didn't feel right. It's a good program. I think they're going to do great things, but I think I just need to take a step back and look at my other options that I had, and just move forward with what I've got. So,
are they still in the running?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Do you have any other favorites? Do you want to name any other favorites? You don't have to. Do you want to?
I mean, I've been keeping on the low a little bit, but Kansas State's up there, Utah, Michigan, Virginia Tech. So, those are some schools I'm interested in. And again, because a lot of people don't know the insides of this, how do you commit and how do you decommit? Honestly, I'm not the right guy to ask. It's all I'm the most simplest guy when it comes to it, but. Probably going to go on a couple of visits these next couple of weekends, starting next weekend, and just get to know these coaches. And then once I find the right spot, just tell them to commit, and then post it out to social media and sign in December. And you want to play tight end in college? Yes, sir. Okay. Yes, sir.
This is what, your 3rd year in Melissa? 10th, 11th, 12th grade?
Second season, yes, sir.
Okay. But you moved here not as a tight end.
No, sir.
You moved here as a quarterback.
Quarterback, yes,
all right,
sir.
From Tennessee, right?
Yes, sir.
So I think I asked you last year, what's the difference in Tennessee football and Texas football?
It's a crazy difference. People are a lot bigger. They're a lot faster and stronger. The game is played a lot faster as well. People are smarter, and they know how to play the game of football. And Tennessee it was a big change going from Tennessee to Texas, and it was hard and it was difficult to adjust, but I'm so glad I'm here. I love it, and it's made me a better player and a better person. And did you play quarterback because you preferred it, or was that one of those find the best spot on the field for the athlete, or what was it? It was both. It was both. I loved quarterback. I found it just came natural to me a little bit in Tennessee, and then when I moved here to Texas, they gave me an opportunity to play both sides of the ball, and I took that opportunity, used my size to my advantage, and it's been great. I've loved every second of it. So, what makes a good tight end? Blocking. A lot of tight ends are all about the catching and all the stats and stuff, but if you do your job in the blocking and you go down in the trenches, you'll get the ball and make some yards. And pretty cool experience getting to catch
a touchdown pass from Jackson Nally the other day.
Yes, sir. It was. It was awesome. I'm happy for him. He's a great guy, great quarterback, one of the smartest kids on the team. So I'm super proud of him and happy for him.
What has Jason Russell taught you about football?
Oh, so much. I mean, my football knowledge has grown. Like I can't even tell you how much from Coach Russell and Coach Scoggins coaching me now this year. You know, it's been amazing. He's taught me that just all the ins and outs of offense and how to block, technique, how to read defenses and all that good stuff.
How tall are you?
Like 6'6", 6'7".
Okay.
Yes, sir.
All right. And what do you want to do in college? What do you want to study?
I'm going to study with business with an emphasis on sports.
Okay. What do you want to do with that?
So really, I'm actually going to do real estate after I graduate college, but then I'm going to open up a gym, more like a gym or some type of business/gym type deal.
Good.
So, yes, sir.
Good. And I asked Colin Craig the same kind of question, but talk about the Cardinal fans.
Oh, they're amazing. You know, I think you saw it, especially in that first game against Argyle. You know, the stadium was packed this past Friday for homecoming. It was packed. You know, we got great fans, great fan base, and they make the stadium loud and they make it fun.
Congratulations on being our offensive player of the game.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
You just got to hear from tight end Jackson Ford, who has announced he's opening up his recruitment, looking at a lot of Division I football. We're going to get to see him play at the next level next year. You've met Colin Craig, and Jackson Ford will talk again with Matt Nally right after this break. And Ham is going to fake the handoff, throw it out there to Jackson Ford, who stiff arms the first guy, drags the second guy, and he's pushed out of bounds at the 46. All right, penalty against the Cardinals declined. 2nd down, 10 remains, and there's Adejokin next to Tate Kirk, and Adejokin takes the handoff, goes behind a Jackson Ford block, breaks a tackle, and will pick up just about 10 yards on that. And now Jackson Nally throws it out. He completes his first pass. There's a breakaway at the 30, at the 40. Jackson Ford showing some speed, and he'll be dragged down inside the 30-yard line. Throw it out there to the big fella and let him rumble. Takes it all the way to the 29-yard line. Jackson Nally's biggest completion as a Cardinals varsity quarterback. Jackson Nally, junior number 19 in the shotgun, has trips left. Snap back, looks right, throws the football right again to Jackson Ford. It's going to be caught and touchdown Cardinals. Touchdown Jackson Nally to Jackson Ford. Touchdown Cardinals.
Great catch there by Jackson. He did have 2 defenders nearby him. He was able to get the ball. Nally threw that right in the exact spot it needs to be where it wasn't intercepted. Great throw and catch there from Jackson to Jackson.
Welcome back to the Melissa Cardinals Network. This is the Cardinal Scoreboard Show. We broadcast every Monday night at the Dugout Sports Grill. Make sure you subscribe to Melissa ISD on YouTube so you can watch every episode. Make sure you follow the Melissa Cardinals Network on Facebook so you can stay updated with all the latest information. And, Coach, I won't name the names yet, but I was sending you messages through the weekend about bracketology, starting to put together who the playoffs opponents might be in the first round and the second round, etc. How much are you and your staff looking at that stuff?
Coach Majors is the genius behind that for us. So he has this, and I'm not technologically put together like he is, but he has already kind of sent that out and whatnot, and he's got all the hibbity-jibbities and all that stuff that you can see.
I'm not familiar with that term.
Yeah. No, that's, to me, that's technology, hibbity-jibbity. So,
okay.
Yeah, so he's our guy that does all that stuff. I mean, obviously we've seen some of our opponents already moving forward, but we try to really just be focused on the opponent at hand. Don't get me wrong, we're looking at people and whatnot. So, but yeah, I mean, there's some really good teams out east.
We're kind of putting together what we think might happen, and we'll talk about that as the season winds down. But 2 ball games left to go. One of them, of course, is a Thursday night affair 2 weeks from now when the Lovejoy Leopards come to town. Mm-hmm. They are undefeated in the district, top 10 ranked in the state of Texas.
Yes, sir.
They wouldn't be number 1 in the state of Texas because that would be the Melissa Cardinals.
Dang right.
However, the Princeton Panthers.
Yes, sir.
You're going to go down Highway 380 to take on Princeton. Last week, Denison defeated Princeton 48-24, and longtime rivalry in football, but even more so in other sports. I've been to a lot of basketball games, boys and girls basketball games over there at Princeton, and it got interesting in the stands, interesting on the broadcast booth sometimes. So talk about a real neighbor and a rival.
So we talked about it on Friday. I don't know if our kids actually understand. Like when I got here, and we played Princeton 2 or 3 times in football, it was a big deal. It was a big, big deal. And we didn't play them for a little bit, so I guess that rivalry kind of went away. So they were ready to rock and roll last year, and we were not. I know it was raining and things like that, but they were ready to play. So, I get it. I don't know how far Princeton and Melissa are apart, but, it doesn't matter. It's just like when you play Anna, you want to be the king of the area. And they were ready to rock and roll last year. But obviously, you can't look at records. You can't look at any of that stuff. You have to play the game. And they've got a good football team, and they're coached well. So we're going to have to bring a sack lunch come Friday night.
And give us a little bit of scouting report on Princeton.
Princeton, they're more like a pro-style offense, and it's honestly, we haven't seen anything like it all year. Usually you say like an offense like Terrell, a wing tee, a slot tee, whatever, is kind of an exotic. I'm not saying that Princeton's an exotic, but they'll get in the old school eye. And, people haven't ran the old school eye. My first offense when I got into coaching was and that was 20-something years ago. I ran it in high school. So a lot of people aren't running the eye and doing some stuff out like that. So they got a pretty good quarterback. They got pretty good defensive tackles. They're just a good football team. And like I said, you can't look at records. You can't look at scores. You know how it is. You're dealing with, from the broad spectrum of it, you're looking at weather and all that stuff and but still you're dealing with 16, 17-year-old kiddos. And you're dealing with, did their girlfriend break up with them or whatever the case may be that day. And it's hard to win a football game. It's really hard to win a football game. And people will say, after you win 50-0, they're like, oh, that was easy. No, it was not. It was difficult. It was hard. Your kids have to be focused in on their job the entire game. And it's hard to win a game. So once again, I got a lot of respect for those guys over there, and they do a good job. And we're going to have to be ready and prepared to play. There's a chance of rain Friday night, so we're going to have to be prepared for that and through practice and things like that. So, and I think that our kids are ready to go and, be 9-0 on the year.
Last question. You survived homecoming.
Yeah.
You said on one of the different shows that we do that you actually used the word hate. Homecoming was the term you used.
And that's the only thing I'm going to say I hate because, my mom said that's the worst or one of the worst words ever is hate. Okay. So
I'm going to use the different verb. You survived homecoming, but talk about just dealing with all that last Friday.
I think it's just really just the nerves because it's just the unknown of how the kids are reacting. Like, when we go into like a home game, Argyle, our kids were focused, and I knew they were ready to play. And then when you put a distraction in like homecoming or something like that, you just don't know where they're at. And you want them to be loose, you want them to have fun, and things like that, but you still want their mind on the mission at hand. So that's the biggest thing about homecoming. You don't know. And there's so many other distractors, but they did a really good job and refocusing themselves and whatnot. And, I wanted to be out there at halftime so the football team could, we wanted to support Cash and Peanut and then celebrate with them as well. So it was an awesome night. I don't know how it was in the stands, but, from the field, it felt like the stands and the fans were part of the game. And it was just an awesome night to be a Melissa Cardinal. I really enjoyed it.
And you don't have to do it again for a year.
Don't have to do it again for a year.
Your Cardinals are 8-0 on the season. They are number 1 ranked in the state of Texas in Class 5A Division II football. Make sure you're by the channel this Friday, 7:30 p.m. kickoff at Hendricks Stadium in Princeton, Texas. Thanks to Jackson Ford and Colin Craig for joining us tonight. Thank you for joining us here at the Dugout. Make sure you come and see us next Monday evening, and come and see us on Sunday morning at First Melissa this week, 9 a.m. or 10:15 a.m. Go to firstmelissa.com to find out more. For the 8-0 beardless Matt Nally, this is Trey Graham saying good night from the Z-Plex.
Hello, I'm Ross Graham with the Melissa Cardinals Network, joined by Coach Matt Nally, head football coach for the Melissa Cardinals. Coach Nally, your team is now 8-0, the best record in school history. You even had 4 different players on pass. So talk about your offensive playmakers and your team as a whole tonight.
It's just the kids, the environment, the culture of the team is so amazing. Everybody roots for each other, and that's what being a team is about, you know, craving the success of other people. So that was the biggest thing for me, not just tonight, but throughout the summer, fall camp, everything is, you know, people are craving each other's success. And that's why we've had success, is because we root for each other and we love one another.
Absolutely. And Coach, you guys successfully executed several trick plays tonight. Was that your plan going in?
We always have like a menu of trick plays and stuff like that. But, you know, you really got to give Coach Russell and Coach Hammy and Coach Pickup and Phelpsy and Skog, and I'm going to give a shout out to all of them, Rosh and Metter. They do such an amazing job with the offensive game plan. So, and the great thing that they do is they utilize all of our skill kids, like, you know, Connor Betts threw a touchdown tonight, you know, and that's something that, you know, we were just watching him throw in the indoor one day. We're like, wow, he's got a cannon, you know. So they made a play up for him, and he executed it well. So, but they do a fantastic job of making sure all the skill kids are involved.
Yes, sir. Great win tonight, and it's been a pleasure talking to you. I'm Ross Graham, joined by Coach Matt Nally.